But the main event of Raw, and this was for April 7th. And again, what it said, I love the stuff on SmackDown with this triple threat situation. Imagine that. Because it fits, and these guys are talking me into it. And I mean, even the people on the periphery, Paul Heyman is on the periphery of this thing. He can talk. So on Raw, they had Heyman in the ring in the main event spot, the last of the night. Because everybody wants to know whose side's he going to be on. Punk wants him to be in his corner. What about Roman Reigns? So Heyman establishes at the top, I've come here to address a couple of these things that have been going around. I want to address them in order. Number one, I will always be loyal to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And number two, I'll always be loyal to my best friend, CM Punk. And just because I'm loyal to both of them doesn't mean that I'm going to be disloyal to either one. And for WrestleMania, let's get one thing perfectly clear. And boom, right there, Seth's music interrupts him. And he woes to the ring again, and woes, and the people are woeing. And he's woeing right up in Paul's face. And boy, when you see Paul Heyman's face, it does make you go, whoa. And he said, tonight I'm here. It's all about you, Paul Heyman. Everybody wants to know. Everybody's asking you, whose side are you on? And are you on the side of your best friend, CM Punk? And they chant CM Punk, CM Punk. And this was kind of telling, or are you on the side of your wise man, Roman Reigns? And they kind of booed. They're starting to boo, which I'm sure Roman Reigns could give a shit because he wrestles is, handful of times a year and makes appearances every once in a while. And I don't think he cares for the money he's making. But they booed him. And then Seth told Paul that, hey, Roman Reigns doesn't give a damn about you. And he told the story of how he'd used him and given him no respect and then left him to the wolves and didn't help him. And then he did the same thing with Punk. And Seth Rollins did a great job here. This was like the manager segment that I talked about earlier when we were going over SmackDown, where it's normally up to the manager to lay out the history and the nuts and bolts and the facts and figures and dates and places and things that may trip up the average wrestler. But Seth nailed this. He drew all of the stuff we've seen. He made both Punk and Roman seem like that is related to Paul Heyman, that they were some selfish, self-centered assholes that, left him to fend for himself. So he made a good case, and Paul was selling it good with the facials and the whole 9 yards. He was, just the introspection you see in those wide, pie-shaped, puddling eyes. And so Seth felt bad for Paul, and it'd be easiest, Paul, if you removed yourself from the situation. But you either can't do that or you won't do that. So I think for your own good, right here, right now, I ought to remove you. It'll be quick and easy. Just a boot to the head and one quick stomp, and it'll be all over.
The crowd was not into. They did not like Rollins threatening Heyman.
Yes,
it was interesting.
No, that's the thing. When Seth pushed him, it was and they were taking up for Paul. Which, and by the way, and I've said, I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not even saying it's anytime soon, but longer term, unless he's anxious to ride off in the sunset, Paul knows that he's probably better characterized in the heel contenders roles. So it'll be even better when the people were taking up on him for getting pushed around and then he fucking did. But nevertheless, Seth has pushed him around and he's bullying him and he slapped him. Not hard, but kind of, the insulting. And Paul bows up for the first time and says, "Don't put your damn hands on me again." And he got a pop. Now we got Paul bowing up, and Seth grabbed him by the face and pushed him into the corner like he was going to maul him. And suddenly, like Mussolini, to save Paulie, clobbering time is on the way. And here comes Punk. And he hits the ring and he leg dives Seth Rollins, probably somewhat like he upended Matty of the Buckaroos before he beat the shit out of him at all out. And they fought out on the floor, went over the desk, and they knocked over the Prime Station. Hit into the stairs, and Punk reared back and was going to try to stomp Seth on the steel stairs, but Seth rolled into the ring, and when Punk went after him, Seth stomped Punk. And Punk's selling, and Paul goes over and he's checking on Punk, and he's going, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry," but he's right in position for the stomp. And Seth sees it. And slowly he turns, step by step, inch, but no, actually, he didn't turn, he just ran and jumped up in the air and stomped right short of Paul. And Paul went, hum. And Seth looked down at him and said, "Now you owe me a favor." Because he didn't kill him. So what in the world is going to happen next? I'm loving it as the Heyman turns. I'm loving this, Brian.
Yeah, man, I don't think Heyman would end up with Seth Rollins based on the way it was set up, but would he feel obligated to? I mean, it's different when you have a favor you owe a friend versus some guy who just threatened.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's obligated because you didn't kill me, so I will in turn then paint your house.
Yeah, right. Maybe that works with like Swerve and Adam Page. I really don't know. No, this was good stuff. And Rollins came out of it looking strong, and he needed to. And really good. Again, like you, I wonder how long the whimpering babyface Heyman is going to be a thing.
But he did bow up here a little bit.
Yeah, but it always ends up with him like, on his knees crying or
yes,
making the prayer symbol and crying or whatever the fuck he's doing. But good stuff. And I agree with you. I don't know how the match will go. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of three-way matches. They've done a good job of they've done a better job of building up the three-way match than anything else for WrestleMania. By far.
Well, there's some minds involved in this too. So I have high hopes that, they're not just going to fucking drive a truck to the ring with a bed full of ladders and tables and chairs and etc. It's going to have some drama to it also.